Okay, good day everyone. This is King Wisdom, aka Lover Boy, aka Jesus Boy, one and only, second to none. And this is another video on life with King Wisdom. And I'm here with my friend,
Yeah, my name is Peter Adekoya.
Peter Adekoya, a very good friend of mine. So we will be just discussing on what we do discuss. Peter, there was this question you asked a while ago, and I just wanted us to discuss that question. The question is, why does love seem difficult?
Okay.
Or why is love difficult, or
Yes, why
why
is
does
love
love
difficult?
seem difficult? And I have a response to that though, but I would like us to discuss on the matter because truly in this generation or in the world that we live in, it looks like love is a very hard thing to do
Okay.
among, even I'm talking about youths in general, teenagers, and though we're working. So why does it seem like love is difficult? I would like to hear it from your own
Yes,
perspective.
thank you so much for that question.
Yes.
Yes, basically, to start with, when you talk about love, you need to understand what defines love or who is the true representation of love because that is one of the major problems people tend to miss out from. Because who is the image or the image you are looking at
Yeah.
when you want to love, or who is that object
Yes.
for that person that gives you a definition of love,
Of what love is.
of what
Yeah.
love is exactly. But then, because people tend to not realize or understand who love is himself, and that diverts their understanding of what love is. So you must know who love is
Who
to
love
know
is
what love
what
is.
love is.
Yes, and to know who love is, it means that love itself is embedded in the nature of a being,
Again,
and that being is referred to as God.
God. Yeah.
God is referred to as God is love, meaning that the whole definition of God is love. That means all that you find in Him expresses love. That doesn't mean that He's not just.
Of
That
course.
doesn't mean that He doesn't exercise justice. But what you get to realize from that definition of God being love is that even when He exercises justice, it's from a standpoint of love. Whatever He does, it's with a motivation of love.
Yes.
So that shows us, or that orientates us to get to know that if this being called God, who is the creator of the universe, the God of the Bible, if He is love, that means that to find the true definition of love comes from knowing Him
Knowing him. Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
So love becomes
Very
difficult
true.
when you do not know Him. It becomes difficult when you do not know Him, and when you don't really have a right representation of who God is, even from people around you, you definitely communicate love wrongly. So, why is love difficult? The first question to even getting why love is difficult on a generic term is to know who, just like I said the other time, who is love? Who is love? And who can we give as an example to show us how that he expressed love very well. We're told in the Bible that John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but what? Have everlasting life. And that
Yes.
was
Very true.
talked to. That's the greatest demonstration of love in the universe. That someone, not even someone, the God of the universe, who created the heavens, who created us, chose his son, who is God, co-equal and co-eternal, chose his son to die in our place. And in dying for us, he exemplified love. He showed us the definition of love. So love would not be difficult once the more you build and become like Christ, the more you seek an intentional walk with God, the more you realize that loving itself is not difficult.
Definitely. So, if I actually caught you from that point, one thing I could, I really love, that is my guy for you. He's a teacher of God's word. He had to break it down, and he brought the perspective of God being a person, love being a personality, and why people find love hard to walk in is because many don't know God.
Yes.
And the more you know God, the more better way you walk in love. I think I was in an interview previously with my sister, which I posted recently on YouTube. And what I said about love is that the more you go closer to God, the more you find it easy to love.
Okay.
So the thing is that many people put away God, the God factor, out of the idea of love, because I believe that every affection, every emotion, every desire, to be affectionate towards people is just a kind of, God has placed certain minute, um, will I say, signs or
Let's not even call them signs. There are things
not
that makes
signs.
us a social being,
Yeah,
and that is our ability to love. It's innate in
exactly.
us.
Innate, good. So
Yeah.
those particular little things are like innate nature that shows that God has actually placed that ability to love, but it is not complete enough if we don't know God. It's like, okay, let us say, which example can I use now? Probably, I'm just trying to find a scenario
Okay.
where it's like possibly there's just a small portion of a
Alright.
particular resource that is
Okay.
placed in probably in a vessel. Do you
Alright.
understand, to function in certain ways?
Okay.
But now, for you to now gain the access
So all of it.
to all of it,
Yes.
is when you now come into the understanding of the creator that
Yes.
has created that vessel and has given that little portion of that particular thing. So every human being, like I usually tell
Sorry, can
people.
I, before you continue,
Yes.
every feelings you have as a human being, there's always a good and a bad aspect to it. The feeling themselves, you aren't to discard them entirely.
Exactly.
The feeling of anger, the feeling of, although majority of our feelings, some of them emanate from the fall, because
Yes,
they weren't
same.
original God's plan for us. The
Yeah,
feeling of
exactly.
selfishness. God wanted man to be dependent on him. And one of the reasons why you see the scriptures talking about the fact that we need to know what is the length, breadth, depth, and height, and to know the love of God which
Love of
passes
God.
all
Yes.
understanding and knowledge, is because God knows that loving people itself comes experientially. It's a revelation. And what I mean in essence is that it means that if you are to learn to love, as you work with God experientially, you will bring situations to your life that
Exactly.
would require you to what? Work in love intentionally. Because they
Intentional.
will negate the normal human standard. Yeah, it's going to negate the normal human standard. So
Very
that
true.
means that you have to actively work in love, even in such cases, because it's an experiential work and it's one that you progress in the more you work
The
with God.
working.
And sorry to cut you, you were trying to give an analogy of the fact that the feeling that God gives to us is there already. It means that there is more to the feeling
To
of love.
more to the feel.
Yes, the feeling to be
Exactly.
loved is not a bad feeling
Exactly.
entirely.
What I'm trying to draw is that every human being has a potential to love.
All right.
Do you understand? But they cannot come into the fullest of that potential if they are not close to God. Because
That's
God is the essence of the love
yes.
in general. So it's like God has placed that function of love, the ability
There's a
to
right
love,
system.
in, do you understand?
Okay.
Exactly, into every human
Human
being.
being.
So when you see some people say, I cannot love, I
Love.
don't want to love, nah, lie.
All
Because
right.
let's say somebody that
Trauma and all of those
trauma and
things.
heartbreak and, do you know,
Yeah.
so I think in my own understanding, sorry. So in my own understanding, why people find it hard to love is because they have not come into the experiential knowledge of
God.
God. Do you
Yes.
understand? Growing in God and a lot of things. It won't be easy because if you are running in your own power
Yes.
to love, it is not the fullest.
Yeah.
You will fall because that is not, men. God created man not to operate by himself.
Yes, sir.
He created man to operate in him.
Yeah.
So to get the fullest of love, you have to get it in God. And when you do it out of, like, for instance now, due to trauma, due to pain, due to experiences that people have,
Yeah.
it's very hard for them to now walk in that love. That's why so many wickedness and hate and like you said, based on the fall, the sin that has come, so it has polluted the real idea of what love is meant to be.
Yes.
So, for instance, now somebody is expressing the love that is innate in them, right?
Yeah.
Being kind, there are some people that don't even know God, but they
Yes,
are
sir.
kind, they
Yeah.
are good, they give, all those signs of love. But when they are now probably met with a another person that hurts them.
Yeah.
Do you understand? To keep walking in that love now becomes very hard.
Difficult.
Do you understand? So, but when you are now entwined with God, your
Yes.
creator, you will not be moved by offenses.
It's not easy.
It won't be easy. Yeah. It's never easy to walk in love, actually.
Yes.
It's never easy to walk in love, but is it possible? Very.
Yes, it's an intentional act.
Actually, it's very intentional act. You understand?
And I believe there is something I want to draw from one of the statements you made mention of the other time. The full expression of love can be seen through your life. The more you what's the word, build God, the more you see God, the more you see that the reason why you have to show love is not primarily because, aside from being a social being and being a being made by God to love other people, knowing fully well that He that has created you also has given you an assignment to serve other men.
Exactly.
So knowing fully well you have to serve other men, it saddens you with the responsibility to love other people. Because service flows freely from a standpoint of love. And what that means in essence is that if you don't love people, you would not want to serve. So once your object of loving people is knowing that there is one who has called you to serve others, and that is also, aside romance or even relationships, if you have that mindset generally, even in relationships with your friends, with family, with those around you, you'll be able to build a good relationship because you are serving them. By serving them, you are showing love. By being kind to people, you are showing love to them. You are showing love to them. It's love that will make you do things that are not convenient for you.
You do things that are not convenient when it comes to love.
Yes.
That are not convenient, and I think that is even the essence of love. Like, there's this narrative that says, "Love who loves you." That in broken they go say, "Now who love me, I go love."
That's different for Christians.
I'm telling you, that is very different. That is not the kind of love that, like, what is the essence of loving somebody that already loves you? The true form of love that can be seen as true love is the one that loves irrespective of whether that person loves or not.
But I should not lie. When it comes to the human kind of love, there's something we call reciprocacy, in the sense that as a human, you expect what you do to be done to you.
Exactly.
And over time, if you don't get that feedback, there's a tendency for you over time to wane out of such relationships.
That's why I use the word human kind of love.
Yes.
So it's a human kind of love. It's not the God kind.
But it's difficult.
It's difficult.
But there is God's help.
Nah, sometimes I try to ask the question, which one is true love? True love will be God kind.
Yes, definitely.
True love will be God kind, because it will not be easy to walk in true love. But when, like we have said earlier, the more you grow closer to God, the more you are likely to walk in that true love. The truth is that, like you mentioned, Jesus came to die for our sins. So while we are yet sinners, he died for us. So it's not really about because we loved him. That is why he gave himself.
Yes.
Do you understand? That is the kind of love that we as believers should emulate, and in a world around us. I believe that if we can build this kind of love, an aspect of love in our environments, I think the world will be a better place, honestly.
And I think one of the focus most time when it comes to the romantic kind of love, people tend to shift focus. The more you focus more on the person you want to love, and not focus on who represents love himself, it will be difficult for you to express the love.
Exactly.
Because once your motivation for loving, or the essence to which you love, comes from the source himself, there is nothing that will be polluted coming from that source. So once you know that there is one that can teach you to love, let's even, not like romantic relationships, but let's take that aside. Just loving people generally, being there for
relationship, you know, bad now.
I know, right? No, I'm just saying it.
Okay,
I'm just
sorry.
saying it is what it is.
Exactly.
So it's not like romantic relation. I'm just saying that I'm not trying to talk down on romantic relation, but most of the people tend to always put romantic relationship first, while forgetting that even aside romantic, which is very important, there are also normal relationship with people, conversations, being friends with people, being there for your friends, caring for people intentionally. So those things itself. And see, if you are someone that you're always there for people, people tend to misuse availability for lack of um,